Hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel. In this video I'm going to show you a technique on how to create a winglet like this one right here. There are many types of winglets out there, and this technique will help you to create most of them, especially if you understand the whole idea, really understand the technique and how to work with Fusion 360. Before I begin, I just want to remind you, don't forget to subscribe and hit the like icon, and also hit the bell icon so you can get a notification every time I'm releasing a new video. So let's begin. Now, let me just scroll a little bit back right here. So we've got our, our wing, and also we have placed the another airfoil here at the top, and we obviously going to use the Loft command. Now, if we are just going to, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to hide this one. I don't need it. If we are just going to loft between this profile and this one right here, it looks nice, but it's not always what we want. Some of you maybe just want this one, then it's okay. And even if you're gonna play with the G1, it's not, sometimes it's working, sometimes not. Right here, as you can see, for example, in this situation, the wing actually looks pretty nice, but in some cases it's not gonna work that good. So and we want even more control than what you see right here. So what we're going to do is we're going to do some work, and we're going to create some rails that's going to help the Loft, going to tell it exactly how we want it. So the first step we're going to do is we need to create a construction plane that we're going to create a rail between this edge right here and this edge of the wing right here. And we're going to do the same on the back. We're going to do again a construction plane right here and to here, okay? And it's going to be like a flat one. So how can we put a construction planes right here? It's can be a bit tricky, but it's not. So there are two ways. One way, if you really want a lot of control, and then you can just go to the 2-point axis. So this 2-point axis is going to allow us to create an axis, obviously, and on this axis we are going to put our planet angle. And now I don't have an edge right here, so I can just turn on the other rails, and that's going to give me this axis like that. Okay, so now at this position, in this situation, now we can add planet angle on this one, and then we can choose the angle that we want, okay, which, and then on this one we can create our sketch. But I'm not gonna do this one. I'm going to use plan through 3 points. So I'm going to choose this point right here, I'm going to choose this point right here, and I'm going to choose this point right here, like that. Okay, so it's going to be like, fixed position, so I cannot really play that much with it. Now for the back, I'm going to do pretty much the exact same thing. I'm going to create another plan through 3 points. I'm going to choose this point, and I'm going to zoom in. We need to make sure that we are choosing the right point, otherwise we're going to have some issues. So now we can just hide this sketch right here. We don't need it anymore. So we can just turn this one off. We don't need it. Now a quick tip, this construction plane is way too big. So as you can see, there is, when you're hovering your mouse on top of the corner, you get this dot which you can click, and then you can drag it, make it smaller. Okay, so it's not going to take the whole screen, something like that. Now here we're going to right click on our construction plane, and we're going to create a sketch. So at this point, we need to make sure also that we are working on the right point. So I'm just gonna turn these back on, and I'm going to project, and I want to make sure that it's on the sketch, or like entity, this one right here, not the whole body. So I'm going to project this point right here, and I'm going to project this one right here. Click OK. Good. Now I'm going to hide this one, so it's not going to bother me in the initial sketch. I'm going to create a straight sketch like that, and I'm going to create a 3-point arc. I'm going to select this line here and from here and like that. So automatically, as you can see, I already got my first tangent, but I also need to make sure that I have tangent also in the other side, so we can get a really nice transition. If you're not going to do that, you're not going to get a nice transition. Let's see if it's going to allow us to create tangent between this line and this line. Yes, it did. So that's perfect, and it also automatically projected that line for us. Now from this position it looks okay. Now if I don't like this this transition right here, I can always, I can always play with it. Okay, make it smaller, larger, okay, like that. But we're gonna have to be careful. So you might want to, for example, give it a dimension and then play with that radius dimension, slowly. It's going to give you a little bit more control. Now, so this one is basically done, and let's just turn this one off so you can see how it looks. Okay, so we're going to have here a rail which is going to take our winglets like that, and this, in this shape, right, like this. Now we need to do another one on the other side. So we already have here a plane that we have created before. This one I'm also gonna just make it a little bit smaller, like that. So I'm gonna right click on it and create sketch. And exactly like before, just gonna turn this one on, not this one back on. Basically, we don't have to in this situation because we already have a, we already have a an edge right here, as you can see. So I can use this one. I'm gonna project it. I'm gonna project this one, this corner, and I'm going to zoom in to make sure I'm selecting the right point. So I'm gonna zoom out, position again my sketch, and I'm gonna turn off this one for a moment. So now I can go and create a straight line. Basically, you can do it parallel to this one if you want, like that. Just make sure that you're not going to project it or something. And now we're going to create our 3-point arc. So we have our tangent right here, and we need another tangent right here. And so we can use basically this edge here, and see if it's gonna let us. Yes, good. So far so good. I'm happy with the result for now. So we can finish this one right here. Okay, so now let's try create a loft and see the result that we get. Okay, this is from before. Now let's try to see the G1, how it looks basically. As you can see, there is a difference between our position and the way we position our rails. So I'm not going to use G1. And I'm just going to go now to the rails. I'm going to select this one, and I'm going to select this one. So it looks really, really nice, but I've got one issue, and I don't have much control on the thickness in the middle, somewhere around here. it doesn't look good for me. I want to create a better transition between the thickness transition between our wing and our winglets. Okay, so it's gonna look a little bit nicer. At the bottom it looks nice, but at the top it doesn't look that good. So if I'm going to, but let's check it out and see if you're gonna do an analysis. Let's see what result we're going to get. So I'm going to delete the analysis that I've created previously. I'm going to delete this one. I can go to a tool and select draft analysis. We're going to select our body, and from here now we're going to select the direction. So you have this direction, you have different direction, and this one it's not so good, and sorry, this one looks a little bit better. So basically it looks nice. It's really not that bad, but I want to continue and show you how to have even more control right here and on the back. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm just gonna hide this draft analysis. So we're gonna go one step back, and I'm going to create another 3-point construction line right here, and I'm gonna turn on this one right here, the airfoil over here. I'm gonna choose this point, and now this one is gonna give me that like on an angle a little bit. This one is gonna give me that a little bit more straight, and I'm going to choose a third line, which is going to be somewhere about here. So it's going to look like that. Good. Now I'm going to right click on it and then create a new sketch. We're going to go to our project intersect. I already have a shortcut right here, but otherwise you can find it right here. Project intersect, and I'm going to hide this one. I'm going to project this point, this area right here. This one at the top you don't need, because as you can see the origin is right here, but we need another one too, actually, right here at the top, and it's already projected them. As you can see we have a point here and another projection here. So I'm just going to position it like this. We can hide this one. And now I'm going to take just a normal straight line right here somewhere, and another one at the bottom like that. I'm just gonna disable the snap if you don't want this, if you want to disable the snap. So it's right here on the sketch palettes. Disable the snap. I'm gonna zoom in a little bit. And I'm gonna go now again to the arc 3 points, and another one here at the bottom. So now we got our tangent. I'm going to push it a little bit up. Now we need like a straight line here, so we can create another tangent. Otherwise it's not gonna look good, that transition. I'm going to create a straight line here and another one which is parallel. You can see those two are parallel. I'm going to turn them into a construction line. So I can go now to the tangent, select this one here and another tangent here below. The tangents are very important, remember that. And I can start shaping the sketches right here, shaping the wings, how it's gonna look. So it looks kind of nice, okay, and we will see the results and then we can always play with it. So let's show everything that we need, and now again we go to our loft. So I can move just a little bit forward. So we have our loft here, and now we can add the two extra sketches that we have created. So I can select this one right here and select this one right here. Okay, So now we can just hide all of this, and if I want now, I can start playing and shaping our wing, our winglets right here. If it doesn't look good enough, then we can always play with it until we get the right shape. And you can also see it right here. You can see the result in the end. I don't like what's going on right here, so I think I need to give it a little bit more. Yeah, it looks already much better, and right here it looks okay. Otherwise we can always change it like that. We can hide it, and now we can examine the results that we have here. And if you're happy with it, so that's it. And as you can see here, it looks really nice. Now I'm going to give you now a kind of a pro tip. If something happened to the edge of something that you have created and it looks really weird, it doesn't look really nice and crispy like that, and you should go into right click on the body itself, go to display detail control. Now mine it's on fixed because I did have, I do have a problem, as you can see. By default it's going to be set on adaptive like that, which basically means that Fusion is gonna adaptively change, do some calculation how to show us the body when we zoom in and out. So as you can see here, when we really out, everything looks really nice. But if we're gonna start zoom in, something is wrong with the calculation, okay? So it is a bug, I already reported it a few times, so they are probably gonna fix it at some point. So all you gotta do is right click on the body, display detail control, and change it to fix, and just choose low, medium, or high. I'm pretty much fine with high in this situation. I don't have any complex shape here, so it looks really nice. So as you can see, the winglets look really nice and perfect, exactly what I'm looking for. So this is the technique, and you can use it again to do all kind of shapes of winglets. With this technique, you're gonna have really, as you can see, a lot of control of the end result the way you want it. Or you can also, like I did before, you can also just keep it even more simple. If this is what you want, just go to Loft command, select our face here, another profile right here, and then the first profile, if you've seen one of my last videos, I explained about this, what's the different way sometimes we can get a different G's, for example, tangent and curvature, and sometimes we're not, like here for example. It's because that here we're using a body edges or faces profiles, and here at the top we're just using sketch. So if you're working only with sketches, you're not going to have this option. You're going to see the option only when you are going to loft between or going to use a body's surface. Okay, so from here, as I showed before, we can just use tangent and see if it works. Sometimes it's working, sometimes it's not working, so I won't count on this one. You can try maybe 2. Yeah, you can see sometimes that's what you're gonna get. So at this time, maybe I was kind of a little bit lucky, I don't know, but again, if you want to have more control, then just follow my technique and you're gonna have more control. Okay, so again, if you have any question, so don't forget to come over to my website. There is a link in the description, and ask me and I will help you. And for those of you just starting also with Fusion, this technique is pretty advanced. I don't know, some of you may be gonna figure it out and understand it, but otherwise I'm also doing one-on-one training, and I'm focusing specifically on the philosophy and how Fusion 360 works. I'm going to give you a really good ground so you can develop your skills from there. If you have any questions, so just come here, send me mail through this form right here, and I'm going to contact you. We're going to do a Zoom meeting. I'm going to just so we can get to know each other, understand exactly which heading, what is your direction, what you're expecting, what you want to do, and then we can take it from there. Otherwise, remember to go into my forum, and from here, please ask me any questions that you want. Okay, it is for all of you, and they're already right now. There are many topics here that you can see. I already helped many other people's. Yeah, so I hope you enjoyed this video. Again, don't forget to subscribe, hit the bell icon so you can get our notifications. And yeah, if you like this video, so hit the thumbs up, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.